And I believe we're going to start the number 4 battle. And I'm not sure if what they're saying is true, that there will be a 5th or 6th battle, like the 3rd battle didn't count. But let's hope these guys are entertaining and going to be doing their best to make sure that they don't sit back and just camp for 8 minutes before a quick battle. So here we go, battle number 4. Oh yeah, doobie doopie doop doop. And here we see Rest in Peace, Correct, Starador, Voss 1, Just Cause, Carlton, Good Night, and the same tanks they have been every single game. And here we go, Rush. Moving in, hopefully this time much quicker than they have been in the last times. They were in the first game incredibly aggressive and then suddenly just stopped being aggressive for the next 2 matches. So Kilroyd, Hexecutor, the Hive, Lebauer, Inspirer all moving forward. In fact, Eclipse is the only one holding behind, and we see a massive just general advancement for these 2. But NEWSTAR are waiting for them at the end of the runway here, and Lebauer takes so much damage, down to 471 HP right at the start. Vorsk exchanges firepower with Inspirer, and Inspirer takes a lot of damage. NEWSTAR have really ambushed the Rush team here. But Hexecutor comes around the side and is trying to get the aim onto Vosk, but unsuccessfully. Koretz is there trying to get even more damage, and Lebauer goes down to 158, and he's in a lot of trouble. If he gets hit by almost anything else, he is down. The T50-2 wouldn't be able to kill him in one shot, but Koretz receives a bunch of damage from the formation there of AMS 5100s, and in the meantime, Just Cause moves up to the cap circle there for Rush. This means that Rush will have to play defensively again. They're going to have to retreat back to their own cap circles. Just Cause will likely go in there and put some pressure on to make them have to go back, but they're actually going into the cap circle there, and Dulux receives a lot of damage over here from Rest in Peace, but Rest in Peace receives several shots back in return. You don't give any shots out for free here in the Golden League, as Dulux is receiving damage from Just Cause up the top there. Just Cause is actually taken a lot of damage, probably from Eclipse before he went down. Lebauer returns to actually try and engage him. Hexecution and Kilroyd doing some damage, trying to finish off that T50-2, who is so important for NEWSTAR. If he goes down, they have almost no vision, and it'll be down to the aggressiveness here of Rush. But we do see the T69s coming round the back, trying to get a good angle, and Hexecutor and Kilroyd, will they actually be able to do it? But Koretz goes down to 342, another double shot on him, and he definitely goes down. One really lucky high roller might even take him down, but 8 HP. It was a high roll, but just not high enough, and Hexecutor is hoping to finish off Koretz now, being the first battle tank to go down. Is the AMX 6100 from Koretz. Will he go down, or will they manage to finish off Lebauer first? Lebauer is obviously backed off to reload here on the corner, protecting from the north. And he does go down! Dulux gets the shot off from the side there. Great positioning from Rush. They knew exactly where they have to go to get the angles, and there we have it. The first tank to go down is Koretz. I call them the tanks, the first combat tanks to go down was Koretz, giving the advantage over to Rush. However, Lebauer is near crippled. He can't go into a firefight without someone else being there, else he risks dying very quickly. We know Just Cause is also low on HP, so he can't really take any more damage and take any more risks either. And we have people complaining in the chat about the previous game. Rush, naughty, naughty. But I assure you, game number 4 has been more than exciting for the first 3 minutes of the game. And in fact, that was only 3 minutes. We're used to the slow pace of the last 2 games. This was only 3 minutes, and look what's happened already. The Rush team are actually moving into the cap circle ever so slightly with the Hive. That's a very obvious place, though, and I wouldn't be surprised if the artillery randomly shoots there to clear this cap. But we're going to go for a wide angle shot here to see what NEWSTAR does about it. Dryador is the scout at the moment, though, proving the amount of damage received so far by the T50-2, resorting to let the T69s do it. Oh, damage going out there from artillery over into the far side over here. Kilroy, Dulux, and Hexshooter receiving quite a bit of damage and have to backing off. But Inspire is trying to push down on Dryador. Will he get the shots off? Very unlikely, it seems, at the moment. And we're in a bit of a standoff again. But the cap is going up. I don't know if NEWSTAR are going to be aware of the only obvious bush that the Hive would be in. But I can only assume they do know, and it will be going. But 50 seconds left on the cap, and boom, there he goes. It was actually Dryador who decided to shoot there. I don't think he was spotted, but it was very obvious where he was. I am very surprised the artillery didn't just shoot him and take him down. Lebauer is the guy in the north, though, trying to see if he can make sure that nothing happens down there. And Rest in Peace is actually spotted here by Hexecutor down in the south. This is an absolute lack of aggression from Rush. After the first 3 minutes, they've received a lot of HP damage, but in the last 2 games, they have not been playing like they normally do. Normally, they live up to their namesake and are very aggressive, but I guess with 24,000 people watching you and money on the line, you do not make a mistake. You don't want to be seen as a noob. You don't want to throw away a game. But so far, 2 draws out of 3. 4th game is the decider there. If Rush take this game or if it goes to draw, NEWSTAR cannot win. And even more of the trains are destroyed. You can shoot through destroyed trains. So we're seeing Dryador ram and destroy as many of these trains as possible. And we're going to probably see some firefights going on between these lines here as soon as they can. Just Cause has been respotted at half health, and he is shooting around, trying to make something happen, opening up angles of attack for his teammates, and making Inspirer and Kilroy have to move. But these are the final games on Ensk, guys. This game and the next one will be the final 2 games on it, and this is the final set. The next game is Steps, and that's on Monday. So Kilroy, Inspirer, Hexecutor, and Dulux are all grouping together, probably for the final push. It's hit the 3 minutes mark. 1 more minute before the desperation pushes will occur from one side or the other. It looks like that Rush are giving up the south though, moving up to the north for this. Welcome to the stream. For anyone who's new to it, this is 742 format in the Golden League for Russia, and we have 24,000 people watching today. Dryador is shooting up the middle, and we are seeing Just Cause moving up to the next column of the train track, realizing that Rush is backed off. They are opening up, and Dryador takes a huge amount of damage and has to fall back. 2 minutes 20 on the clock. Still, someone could win this battle. It's not too late for them, but Inspirer is taking a lot of damage, a lot of heat, and he's on his own with the Voss coming into the town now with Rest in Peace in the open. Would be very surprised if Rest in Peace doesn't get targeted now by Hexecutor and Kilroy, but Hexecutor takes a lot of damage. He's actually in trouble now. If 2 more shells heads his way, he could go down, but he seems to be let off by Rest in Peace, who is not taking the shots. The artillery is missing, and he is able to get away, but Rest in Peace takes a huge amount of damage from Kilroy and his IS-3, and Just Cause is coming up to the north side. The team is getting really spread out, and Dulux does go down. Great earlier. That was obviously great shooting there from Dryador, and good night. We see them moving in through the town. Just Cause is now surrounded by Kilroy and Hexecutor does get the kill, but in the meantime receives a lot of damage and has to get into cover before anything else happens. But in the meantime, the T-69 driven by Lebauer does eventually go down. He's been at 100 HP for most of the battle, but eventually is taken out. The crossfire here from the teams is amazing, and Inspirer is able to break out and kill Dryador with Vox trying to get him, but not connecting with the 2 shots. Vox is trying to chase down Inspirer, but unable to get there. Wow, this is incredibly close, but with 1 minute left on the clock, it looks like it's going to go to the fourth draw. So the third draw for the fourth game, leaving Rush definitely having at least 1 point today. And NEWSTAR have to win the fifth game to take this, to draw instead of having no points whatsoever. So NEWSTAR are going to be very eager to get at least 1 point if this game does indeed turn out to be a draw. With 30 seconds left on the clock, though, I can't see it being any other way unless they commit now all their forces into the into the cap circle. But someone goes down there. The Ames 15 from Hexecutor does go down. Kiroid is actually really low right now, and so is Inspirer. Rush have 20 seconds to survive. Their best interest is to grab a draw right now, as they've actually lost the battle. Inspirer misses his shot against Rest in Peace, but is able to connect to the next shot. Voss is coming around the back. First shot doesn't connect, but the second one does. Kiroid now has to survive for 7 more seconds. Else there, NEWSTAR do get the draw. Would get the win. So Kiroid is in a lot of trouble right now, and his best interest to get the draw, and he does get the draw. That is the fourth game, and it does end in yet another draw. 4 games played, 1 point awarded to Rush. Rush is definitely walking away with at least 1 point here today, with NEWSTAR looking to have to get this next game to get the win. To get any points whatsoever, sorry. NEWSTAR cannot no longer win. 1-0 being the final result so far. 1 more game to play. Best result can be 2-0 for Rush. 1-1 is the best that NEWSTAR can hope for, but the way it's been going, 1-0 will be the final result. Absolutely crazy games. I don't think I've seen this much draws. In fact, no, this is the highest drawing game so far in the Golden League. And Just Cause complains that he is without damage. Let's have a look. And Just Cause, no, did get damage. Let's see if there was anyone else who missed it. Sorry. Kilroy doing a lot of damage, connecting with 7 of his shots, doing over 2,000. Only 3 of Deluxe's shots actually connected, and that's really disappointing for them. But eventually was destroyed by the Bison. Hexecutor connects with quite a lot of the shots and does get 1,800 damage. Lebauer only connects with 1 of his shots because his early damage was having to play very, very cautiously, and that is the reason why Rush almost lost that game. Both Lebauer and Dulux were very unfortunate, getting so much damage early on. But from NEWSTAR's point of view, they also had Koretz go down incredibly early, and Rest in Peace just was firing randomly and almost did nothing. Connecting 3 out of 11 shots is basically doing nothing, but the Bison kicking ass and taking names, doing almost 2,000 damage, and the Sturmpanzer doing actually less than his cheaper counterpart. Vosk was the last guy alive, but he was not so effective, but he was the last combat tank alive for his team. So it was incredibly close. Let's do a quick translation of what's being said in the chat. And they're complaining about where they went and actually discussing the battle as it happens. So, yeah. Go, they say, and let's hope they do go straight into the battle. And we apologise for the amount of draws. I obviously don't control how these teams play, but this is the highest drawing match. In fact, let's go to the scores. 3 draws today. If you look here, Unity so far with 3 draws over 4 games was the highest before now. And this time we're seeing 3 draws in 1 game, possibly on the 4th, of course. And there we have it. Rush versus NEWSTAR, game number 5, 1-0. That's absolutely crazy. I'm so surprised. I really am so surprised. And, yeah. Okay. Let's see what they're saying. Nothing much. And I just want to see one of the teams take control. Now, in this next battle, I do expect NEWSTAR to do something very aggressive. I expect them to move forward and do something extreme, because if they don't, they will lose. They might as well go for that 1 point and try and rob Rush of their flawless victories thus far. They've had 3 games 3-1, or 3 sets should I say, and 3 victories. And today they've got, really struggling. They're not already won. They've not already won. They need to win this game, or at worst draw it to get the 3 points. If NEWSTAR take this game, then it will actually end in a draw, and they lost their broken record, which would mean that Mind would be top without dropping a single set. It would then be Rush would be second if they got a draw. Sorry, if they draw, Rush would be second and Mind would be first. If Rush win this one though, they will go straight up into the same position as Mind. Although, with only 1 victory in this set, they will go behind Mind. And Mind is definitely, no matter what happens here today, in the number 1 slot. So that is crazy to see that Rush are no longer top of the leaderboard. They have been top thus far from day 1, and they have just lost their crown after drawing 3 times. And people are asking about things in the chat again, and I'm going to see if they've actually... they're asking about, okay, they've posted their setups to the referee. The way it works in the Golden League, by the way, guys, the captains have to send their lists to the referee individually. Once both have been received, the referee will tell them to set up with the tanks that they've got, and then, only then, will the battle start. So we're waiting to see if there's any lineup changes from either team. Rest in Peace says that they've already sent theirs forward, and Rest in Peace is the captain for NEWSTAR, or at least is the spokesman for NEWSTAR right now. So we're waiting on Rush to see if they're going to change their tactic and be take control a lot better. I've been really surprised that they haven't done any changes to their lineup. It's clearly not working for them. They've lost. Well, I say they lost. They drew 3 of the games. That means it's not working. And you'd think they would change up and do something. Rush isn't a team known for being a one-trick pony, and I expect them to have lots of strategies for this map. And I'm really, really shocked that Rush aren't able to adapt to this. But NEWSTAR also, we can't actually hold back and say that they're playing. We can't just say that Rush are playing badly. NEWSTAR are playing reasonably well. They're still only getting draws, but against Rush, a draw is much better than a loss. However, it is because of their defensive tactics. They are playing incredibly defensive and then being aggressive for the last 2 minutes of the game, often meaning that they have no chance of a defeat. And that's too safe. NEWSTAR really needs to get their acting gear and be aggressive and take control of the battlefield, instead of at the moment where they're just waiting to be safe and then they're going tally-ho and just driving forward and hoping for the best. So yeah, Dulux is asking a question. Yeah. The answer is yes, it is. We're asking to see if it's a draw. Yes, it's a freaking draw. Yeah. Yeah, basically what's being said there, Guy, there was obviously a confusion in the rules for Red Rush, and they're saying, was any of them games a win on our part or a loss on our part? The answer is no, it was a draw, it's a draw. If it's a win, it's a win. It's as simple as that. There's no special rules here in the Golden League. If you win the match, you win it. If you lose it, you lose it. If you draw it, you draw it. If Rush win this next game, it'll be 2-0. If they draw it, it'll be 1-0. And if they lose it, it'll be 1-all. Simple as that. And at the end of the day, to get their 3 points, they need to either draw or win this battle. And Dulux says go, so here we go.